All right, everybody. These are my gloves. I I have had these gloves for about 8 years. Yeah, 8 years now. I had them for probably a year, the red ones, before my lupus symptoms flared up on me. I didn't know that I had lupus until I took a drug, a medicine, to help with another condition. And when I was on that medication, I had a reaction. From that day on, I started developing all the symptoms of lupus. I pretty much was becoming debilitated. Prior to that, I was into fitness boxing. I was into Krav Maga, self-defense. I lived in Arizona, and I was very, very active as far as hiking mountains every single morning, walking 5 miles at a time. I just lived a very, very, very healthy lifestyle. Well, as the lupus continued to invade my body, I suppose, which I have to recognize today, that I went through a depression. It was a time when I could no longer do what I loved and that made me feel like I was living my life. Things started to change in my life. The more I became depressed, the more I gave up. I fought several times. I tried really hard to get back to it. I tried really hard to change my life. And every time I just felt like I was just setting myself up for failure. Because when I did go and work out and I did train, I would hurt even, it would take up for 2 weeks for me to recover, which typically when you break down your muscle, you rebuild it the next day, right? Or, soon after you work out, your body starts to go after it and rebuilding. Well, with an autoimmune deficiency disease, your body treats it as an antibody, as a foreign antibody, so it starts to attack its own tissue. So as this has happened to me over the last 6 going on 7 years now, I have had inflammation throughout my body. I've had times where I couldn't even bend my elbows. I developed rheumatoid arthritis. It's very, very obvious when I would put on 10 pounds of swelling. I've been up and down 20 pounds, lose 20 pounds. I'd go right back up 20 pounds after a couple months. My total weight gain since this has started with me has been 60 pounds. I'm down right now 10 pounds. When I first started my very first challenge back in February, I lost 20 pounds and 17 inches. I did not work out. I did not train. I was able to do that by just drinking the shakes and eating healthy and feeling good about my life. Life changed. I went through some pretty stressful times in my family and my home situation. Stress is the number one cause of inflammation and flaring up of lupus. So I would say probably come July, August, September, I started really struggling. I put back on the 20 pounds, the inches came, and then some. I got to where I was only drinking 1 shake a day, if I even did. I started hiding and, not really coming out into the public eye. I was not who I wanted to be anymore. And that same question came to my mind. When do I give up? When do you quit? Why do you quit? I'm 40 years old. I remember going to the doctor's appointments with my mom and seeing people who were young, like in their 50s, in scooters and on oxygen. And, just becoming very, very overweight. And I was slowly seeing that happen to me. I couldn't walk. If I sat for a long period of time, I couldn't get back up again. I just didn't want to accept that. People in my family were starting to tell me to accept that. Telling me that this is just who I am and that these are the changes I'm going through and that I need to live with it. One thing I have never done is quit. I might have thought about quitting or acted like I'm quitting, but in my heart, I can't quit. I'm a motivator. I'm a very optimistic person. My cup is always half full, but I struggle. I struggle every day, and so I wouldn't say I put on a front to others. I put out what I want in my life. I'm a firm believer what you speak is what you become. So today I share a little bit of this story because I'm probably never, ever, ever going to talk about it again on my challenge. I'm tired of the I used to be. I'm tired of I did one time or once I was. My language is going to be I am, and I am doing, and I am winning, and I accomplished. And there's going to be days that are harder than other days, but that's okay. I'm accepting of that, and I'm going to put my foot forward and keep going. People may look at me and watch me struggle and look at me and think I look like a typical normal person, but I'm at times I'm in pain, especially when I work out. So this is a huge deal for me to overcome emotionally and mentally. But I will succeed, and I feel like I have set myself up with some great people surrounding me and supporting me. I'm getting ready to go into title boxing. I've spoken to almost every trainer in there. I've shared my story. They all know I'm on the 90-day challenge. I've spoken publicly to my ViSalus team, and I've spoken publicly to my family and friends. So now it's time that I go and put my foot where my mouth is, and is that how you say it? And just walk it. I got to do it. So cheers to me. Everybody watch my struggle, because I am going to show my struggles too. I'm not going to play this up as if this is something that I just, woohoo, I went and accomplished, because I hope to inspire someone to go out and change what they need to change in their life one day at a time. And if that's all I get is one person who hears from me, then I've done my job. Thanks a lot. Talk to you guys soon.